Hi, today we are taking a look at two figures, the recent Studio Series Bumblebee the Movie, Wheeljack, and Brawn figures. I wasn't initially going to pick these up, but I am homesick. I needed something to do. So I did get these, and I dig them. I dig them for what they are. They're not perfect. They are rather small, but I do kind of like them. And just to talk about them briefly, they both have their pluses, they both have their minuses. They are cool. I mean, they are Cybertronian. As you can see, they've got the whole battle for Cybertron, fall of Cybertron background. Wheeljack we have as an actually almost Earth-like race car, and Brawn as a cool off-road digger thingy. I do like this better. I think it looks more alien, more futuristic. This just looks like a car. Yeah. Um, as you can see, I mean, they're both rather small. I don't really know how else I can explain it. There it is with my classic R2 figure. I mean, just to show you, they're small, they're tiny. They're not worth the price point, in my opinion. What they really do remind me of is either Transformers Energon or Transformers Cybertron figures. The very end of that, where they were like good but not great. The transformation schemes are fun, but they're clunky and odd looking. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the vehicle modes just a little bit more here. As you can see, Wheeljack looks like Wheeljack. He's got his colors, enough that he's not sued for being a trademark infringement. He can hide everything pretty well. He does roll, which makes me happy. As far as Brawn goes, and let's try to lower the camera here just a little bit. Brawn rolls really well as well. This is a separate piece, so I mean, it's not really needed. You do see his full head here, unfortunately, and the way you hide it is with this gun. It's not the best hiding, especially since his gun doesn't stain too well. You can also take this piece off, store it on here, and this folds over, and he has a front grille. So yeah, they're neat. They're not the best, but they're neat. I do think Brawn is the better figure, and I'll show you. So we're going to head, take this off, and take this off. Just be careful. The way he transforms, you've got to put this slot into this tab, and then this tab into this slot, and I do foresee this breaking eventually. As you see, nice and simple. The legs, really simple, fun. And I do kind of like how they are doing these. The only other Cybertron figure I have from the Bumblebee movies is Thrust, and I do think that was a really good, fun Transformer. And I'm thinking this one is as well. Granted, not for the price point that they're doing it as. This folds in. Oops, gotta fix that first. Now you just gotta straighten out the arms just a little bit. And you have Brawn. And Brawn is cool. I dig him. He looks like Brawn. Oops, I got the legs on backwards. Ooh. There we go. He looks like Brawn. How did I do that? There we go. In a sense, to me, he actually looks more like a cross between a Ninja Turtle and Juggernaut from X-Men 3, X-Men United. But, as you can see, it's cool. He does have a really nice detailed face. He has a face mask. You can see his eyes. It's cool. Articulation, he can do full 360 there. Go about there. He does have a double arm joint, so you can get some elbow. Nothing swivel here. Hips you saw. Knees, you do get a good bend. He can go out about that far. He cannot do this. Well, he can, I guess. You have to kind of force it. Feet, because of how he transforms, you do get a lot of articulation. It looks cool. Weapon storage. You store by, again, he has this little tab on the back. You have these little holes on here. You can plug it in, and it's okay. Like I said, it's okay. Oops. His head doesn't really stay in that well. It's held on by a very small tab. If you put any pressure, it will go down. As far as the gun goes, the gun is bigger than him. If you put it in his arm, see, he's off the ground. But it's cool. It's a badass looking gun. His drill becomes kind of like a dagger. And oops, I gotta fix the arm real quick. And yeah, it is what it is. It's not the best, but it is cool looking. And it definitely gives Brawn kind of, a whole military look to him, as if he's trying to fight to the last breath, if robots had breath. Wheeljack, gun again. This one's tabbed in differently. This one has this tab here. It tabs into these here. This figure, as you can see, the plastic doesn't exactly line up. I don't know if it's just mine or if that's an issue that other people have been having, but it does knock off some points there. As far as the transformation goes, it is fun. There's one part that is a little bit difficult to do on camera, but I will get to it. As far as this goes, it's simple. It's a rather simple transformation, but it's a transformation that really does work quite well, in my opinion. There are pieces here that will pop off if you apply too much pressure, and the way that this whole bottom section transforms is you got to apply pressure, so pieces do pop off. I'm warning you of that now, only because if you're like me and you're not the most graceful and not the most hand-eye coordinated person, things are gonna break. And it's funny, you can do this 100,000 times without the camera rolling. See, there goes one of the things there. The minute you turn the camera on, it just doesn't want to work. But basically, you got to get this piece up. It's on a slide hinge. Turn it slightly, just enough so that this piece here can come down. Then you go down the other way. Then the wheel, which if it was still attached, would lock this all into place. Let's see if I can get this on here without looking. Nope. Again, it's one of the more fiddly things I've had to do with the Transformer recently, but I do like it in its own unique way. So let's go ahead and try to do this again. Let's go see if I can bring it forward this time. The whole piece here is what holds off. You got to kind of just, yeah, there it goes again. About to give up and hit pause. So let's give up and hit pause. Be right back. And ultimately, sorry about that, but ultimately this is how it should look. This piece does tab in here, gives it a nice support. I'm going to try it again here. I have better luck on this one. So what it is this part here is on a double hinge. You got to kind of like move it out of the way. And this one just keeps popping off. The hinge is really tight. So I tried to do it while cheating, and it didn't work. But this one, as you can see, is a lot easier. Everything's moving smoother. Get this piece back out of the way. I did it backwards again because I'm looking through a camera. You know, you guys can make fun of me in the comments. I don't care. There we go. See, it was a lot easier when you go the right way. And then this, like I said, just comes around. It is on that slide joint. You just push it back in. The legs are done. And believe it or not, that's not even the hardest part of this figure. The hardest part is getting this to transform smoothly with all these pieces here. So you just kind of rotate everything as you're rotating. Again, you bring it down, you rotate as you're rotating. Then you can bring the head, pop it down, turn it around. Make sure that you fold this whole section in. It goes up. Then everything taps together via these little slots on here. You just got to line it up correctly. And bam, bam. Are we done? We are about done. And yeah, so now you got Wheeljack. Oh, Wheeljack's entire body is transformed. There we go. And now you have Wheeljack. And Wheeljack to me is the weaker of the two figures. Don't get me wrong, he looks fantastic. I mean, look at that beautiful sculpt. He's got his antenna thingies. He's got a lot of really decent articulation. Everything's really tight, except for this one leg that likes to pop off. But the part that drives me nuts about him, and the part that I don't like, has to do with his size. And just putting his gun on there. Gun storage is on the back here. It's simple. His height's what gets me. If you look at his proportions here, there's something off. And no, not just because Brawn in Generation 1 is a mini-bot. He's off. The best way I can describe it is, if you ever learn how to draw, and you want to draw an adult male body, it has to be a 6.5 or 7.5 heads tall, and it doesn't come out to that. He is more of a squat teenager-esque body. When I say squat teenager-esque, I mean not an athlete. But, so it just looks a little bit off. And, you know, it is what it is. But to me, that's one of the things that kind of ruins the whole gimmick of it, is it just doesn't look right, and it doesn't feel right. And don't get me wrong, it looks cool, but it's just a little too squat. And again, it reminds me of Energon or Cybertron, mostly Energon in this case, with the whole squatness. But otherwise, I mean, they are fantastic look to them. You got your Ninja Turtle guy over here, and you got teenage otaku, but it is what it is. As far as the backgrounds go, you see them. I'm not going to keep them. They're going away. They're trash. They're recyclable. Save a tree. But as you can see, it shows a battle in the background. It's the same exact picture. So there's nothing really to keep either one of them for. The only difference is this one says 80, this one says 81. Yippee. So that's it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment down below, like, subscribe, tell me what you think, and we'll be back soon with some more figures.